Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
The act of combining things to form a new whole. A collection of things that have been combined. An assemblage of separate parts or qualities. A coordinated sequence of chess moves. A group of people, often temporary, having a common purpose. They were a winning combination. An alliance of people or corporations or countries for a special purpose, formerly to achieve some antisocial end but now for general political or economic purposes. A sequence of numbers or letters that opens a combination lock. He forgot the combination to the safe. The act of arranging elements into specified groups without regard to order. The act of combining things to form a new whole. An occurrence that results in things being united. The act of combining things to form a new whole. The act of changing the unity or wholeness of something. A system of components assembled together for a particular purpose. Several things grouped together or considered as a whole. A group of persons together in one place. The social act of assembling. Several things grouped together or considered as a whole. The act of gathering something together. Several things grouped together or considered as a whole. The act of accumulating. An increase by natural growth or addition. Finance. Profits that are not paid out as dividends but are added to the capital base of the corporation. Request for a sum of money. Several things grouped together or considered as a whole. The act of gathering something together. A publication containing a variety of works. Film consisting of a succession of related shots that develop a given subject in a movie. A following of one thing after another in time. The doctor saw a sequence of patients. The action of following in order. He played the trumps in sequence. Arrange in a sequence. Determine the order of constituents in. They sequenced the human genome. Serial arrangement in which things follow in logical order or a recurrent pattern. The sequence of names was alphabetical. Several repetitions of a melodic phrase in different keys. An organization regarded as part of a larger social group. The coach said the offensive unit did a good job. Any division of quantity accepted as a standard of measurement or exchange. The dollar is the United States unit of currency. An assemblage of parts that is regarded as a single entity. The team is a unit. A single undivided natural thing occurring in the composition of something else. Units of nucleic acids. An individual or group or structure or other entity regarded as a structural or functional constituent of a whole. Reduced the number of units and installations. A single undivided whole. An idea is not a unit that can be moved from one brain to another. An organization regarded as part of a larger social group. The state of being allied or confederated. A connection based on kinship or marriage or common interest. The shifting alliances within a large family. The act of forming an alliance or confederation. An organization of people, or countries, involved in a pact or treaty. A formal agreement establishing an association or alliance between nations or other groups to achieve a particular aim. An organization of people, or countries, involved in a pact or treaty. Astronomy. Apparent meeting or passing of two or more celestial bodies in the same degree of the zodiac. An organization of people, or countries, involved in a pact or treaty. The act of adjusting or aligning the parts of a device in relation to each other. The spatial property possessed by an arrangement or position of things in a straight line or in parallel lines. The state of being combined into one body. The union of diverse things into one body or form or group. The growing together of parts. An organization of people, or countries, involved in a pact or treaty. Activity by a military or naval force, as a maneuver or campaign. It was a joint operation of the Navy and Air Force. A process or series of acts especially of a practical or mechanical nature involved in a particular form of work. The operations in building a house. Mathematics, calculation by mathematical methods. They were learning the basic operations of arithmetic. A medical procedure involving an incision with instruments, performed to repair damage or arrest disease in a living body. They will schedule the operation as soon as an operating room is available. Process or manner of functioning or operating. The power of its engine determines its operation. Psychology. The performance of some composite cognitive activity. An operation that affects mental contents. The cognitive operation of remembering. A business, especially one run on a large scale. A large-scale farming operation. A planned activity involving many people performing various actions. They organized a rescue operation. Computer science, data processing in which the result is completely specified by a rule, especially the processing that results from a single instruction. It can perform millions of operations per second. The activity of operating something, a machine or business, etc. Her smooth operation of the vehicle gave us a surprisingly comfortable ride. The state of being in effect or being operative. That rule is no longer in operation. Mathematics, calculation by mathematical methods. Mathematics, calculation by mathematical methods. The problems at the end of the chapter demonstrated the mathematical processes involved in the derivation. A feeling of embarrassment that leaves you confused. A mental state characterized by a lack of clear and orderly thought and behavior. A confusion of impressions. A mistake that results from taking one thing to be another. He changed his name in order to avoid confusion with the notorious outlaw. An act causing a disorderly combination of elements with identities lost and distinctions blended. The confusion of tongues at the Tower of Babel. Disorder resulting from a failure to behave predictably. The army retreated in confusion. The action of incorporating a racial or religious group into a community. The act of combining into an integral whole. An operation used in the calculus whereby the integral of a function is determined. An additional ingredient that is added by mixing with the base. A large intermixture of sand. The act of mixing together. Any foodstuff made by combining different ingredients. The act of combining one thing at intervals among other things. The act of combining one thing at intervals among other things. The inter's Persian of illustrations in the text. Law, an estate secured to a prospective wife as a marriage settlement in lieu of a dower. The act of making or becoming a single unit. An additional ingredient that is added by mixing with the base. The growing medium should be equal parts of sand and loam with an admixture of peat moss and cow manure. The act of mixing together. The state of impairing the quality or reducing the value of something. The combination of two or more commercial companies. The act of making or becoming a single unit. Open. A place to members of all races and ethnic groups. Mix so as to make a random order or arrangement. A commercially prepared mixture of dry ingredients. To bring or combine together or with something else. Mix together different elements. The act of mixing together. Paste made by a mix of flour and water. Add as an additional element or part. Mix water into the drink. An event that combines things in a mixture. A gradual mixture of cultures. Combine, electronic signals. Mixing sounds. The act of mixing together. The mixing of sound channels in the recording studio. A collection containing a variety of sorts of things. The act of mixing together. An event that combines things in a mixture. A gradual mixture of cultures. Any foodstuff made by combining different ingredients. He drank a mixture of beer and lemonade. Chemistry. A substance consisting of two or more substances mixed together, not in fixed proportions and not with chemical bonding. The act of mixing together. A gradation involving small or imperceptible differences between grades. The act of blending components together thoroughly.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.